My bad. What? How you doing, guys? Welcome back to SFeatley F1, and we're here for the weekend review of the Australian Grand Prix, which is literally just finished now, and it's Charles Leclerc taking another victory in this season, his second of the season. Right, that's first, second, first. Great start to the season for him. Perez is second after Max Verstappen, who was in second, retired with another power unit failure in which is makes it two power unit failures in three races, right, which spreads doubt over what Red Bull are doing and how they're managing their power units, because don't forget they're taking control of the development of their engine since Honda te- technically pulled out, but it's supplied by them. But and George Russell, first time on the podium, first time on the podium as a Mercedes driver. Um, so yeah, great race by him. Took advantage of the virtual safety car. So yeah, absolutely thrilled for him as well. Hamilton came fourth in the end after jumping to third at the start, but obviously not being fast enough to keep Perez and behind, and just managed to try his absolute level best to stay in front. Caught out a little bit with the safety car for Verstappen, which gave Leclerc breathing space. It also gave no, it was no, there was a safety car. It was a safety car for who was the safety car for? I think it was Vettel, I believe, which then promoted Russell to third. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go for the timing screens now. So as you can see, fastest lap for Leclerc as well. So that's 26 points in the bag, 4 maximum points. Perez second, Russell third, Hamilton fourth, Norris fifth, Ricciardo sixth, Ocon seventh, Valtteri Bottas in eighth, Gasly ninth, Albon 10th. Albon from the back of the grid did a whole Grand Prix distance pretty much, right? And would have been able to do the whole Grand Prix distance had you didn't have the rule where you have to make one mandatory pit stop. He did the whole 56 laps that he needed to do on the hard tyre before pitting for Sauce right at the end, which then dropped him from 7th at the time to 10th. And he started at the back of the grid after being disqualified for fuel irregularity in qualifying. So, and actually Alonso set the fastest middle sector at the race, throughout the race, and he finished 17th. So yeah, Guan Yu Zhou 11th, Stroll 12th, Mick Schumacher 13th, Kevin Magnussen 14th, Tsunoda 15th, Latifi 16th, Alonso 17th, and then the retirees, Verstappen, who we lost with about 12 laps to go, something like that. Vettel during the pit stop phase, and then Sainz, who got an awful start off the grid, dropping way down the grid. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a nosebleed. Which sometimes happens when you're on warfarin, but yeah, he dropped from his starting position. He dropped them. Massive amount of places getting bogged down, trying to recover straight away, and tried to go around the outside of a Haas, misjudged it, went across the grass, spun the car into the gravel trap and out of the race by lap 2. So an absolute disastrous start, which doesn't help his title ambitions, because don't forget, it gets to a certain point and then Ferrari immediately promote which driver they are backing for the championship. So they give them a level playing field until a certain so many races, and then they choose their number one driver to go for the championship. And if he's not careful, yeah, that'll quickly be Leclerc, because at the moment he's not responded, and he needs to get a race win under his belt. And races like starts like that is not going to help him. So now look, Leclerc 71 points, Russell 37 points, Sainz 33 points, Perez 30 points, Lewis Hamilton 28 points, and Max Verstappen on 25. So Lewis Hamilton is still is in a slower Mercedes, right? And yet he's in a slower Mercedes, yet he's still getting more points than Max. Oh, mate, that's hilarious. That's absolutely fucking hilarious. Right? It's like the saying goes: first to finish first you have to finish, and that's something Red Bull can't seem to get right with their power unit right now. Their reliability on their power units are not great. We've had Gasly out as well. Don't forget, Red Bull are supplying Honda with their power units, their powertrains. He was out in Bahrain. Both Red Bulls. Oh, look at that face. Look at that face by Christian Horner. I'm pissed off. Yeah, we're gonna blame. You're gonna blame Leclerc? No. Did he not twist a bolt or anything during Parc Ferme? It's what you usually say about Lewis. He's been very complimentary to to Leclerc, but not so far, but not been to Lewis. Funny that. Love it. I love to see his face absolutely moan. So yeah, literally for that 39, Verstappen retirement. Lap 39 was that retirement with 19 laps left to go. Right, well no, 20 laps left to go, sorry. So he's only just started the 39th lap. So yeah, the defense of his titles really started off well, innit? And I've already seen some of the things, like there have been some things he's mentioned in press conferences as well. And it sounds like, yeah, you're sounding like a champion, really. But there you go. There we go. Like, what, like I said, the first time they got retirements in Bahrain, Karma's a bitch. And Karma's coming back to bite Red Bull on the arse. Our car Mercedes might be slow, but at least it's finishing races. Right? At least it's finishing races. And what it is doing is putting us still it's still giving us in contention of maybe not being able to pull away, not catching Ferrari in a minute, but we're certainly keeping up with Red Bull because of these retirements. Simple as that. If you keep retiring like this, right, teams who are supposed to be sliding you and are going to be sliding you until they get the upgrades are going to be able to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done. So let me have a look at the standings following this Grand Prix. So drivers' stands. Oh, that was no, that's not. They're showing standings are from the previous race. Right. Let me. Driver. Don't forget also you find the links below. I'll link to our fantasy F1 team. So make sure you go and check that out and go and put your team in there as well. Because it's a good amount of fun. I think there'll be a small prize at the end of the season as well. So now we're at Imola next race. Imola next race? Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, it's Imola next. Because I think Bargo mentioned to Gary off air that it was Miami next. They weren't. Yeah, sorry. My bad. I'm trying to find the latest one. It hasn't updated itself. Damn it. Oh well. Right. I'm trying to see if I can find them. So do that with me. No, I didn't see it. I did get fastest lap towards the end. So now I can't find it. But yeah, it's yeah. Again, Leclerc deserving. I said also if Leclerc gets a level car, a level playing field car to Red Bull's Max Verstappen, he will beat Max Verstappen in a straight fight, and that's what he's doing right now. That's what he's doing right now, right? See, I said that. I said that he could beat Verstappen in a straight fight, right? So yeah, um, for people saying that Verstappen's toppling Lewis, well, he, if he would, he wouldn't be behind him right now. But there you go. Anyway, we're gonna go to ratings, weekend review ratings. Because to be honest, I've been up early in the morning, so I just want to go back to bed. To be honest, I'm just moving some things around. So yeah, I'm just moving some things around at the minute. Just give me, yeah, move that around. Right, so we're gonna go with the weekend review ratings. Oh, for fuck's sake! I've got to put them all back. Is it? Sorry, this is taking ages now, for fuck's sake. No. I've got a battery that doesn't want to work. Let's see if this one works. There we go. Got it. There we go. That's better. Right. There we go. Look how better it is with a mouse. Fucking keypads. Right, so I'm going to go from back to front. So I'm going to go back to front. So I'm going to start with Carlos Sainz. Obviously the first to retire. It's got to be zero. Absolutely disastrous performance for him. And also in terms of wanting to be a title challenger. Right. Yeah, absolute disaster. Sorry. Then we're going to go to Sebastian Vettel. I'll give him a 1 because he's only just come back, but it was not a great weekend from him at all. Struggling to get used to the car, but then he didn't have a lot of practice this weekend, so hopefully he gets more time, free practice time. Max Verstappen, decent qualifying, but again, very poor weekend. Might drop in more points. So yeah, absolutely poor, not great at all. So yeah. Next we're gonna go to who's next? Fernando Alonso, 17th in the end. Struggled throughout the race, to be honest. Very poor weekend from him. I was expecting a lot better, especially since Ocon did so well as well. His teammate was far better than him this weekend. Latifi and Stroll, you're going next to Sainz. You lot, them two need to get a grip. Especially after that disastrous frigging crash in qualifying. That's disgusting. Whatever. Do me a favour. Leave me alone. Right? Leave me alone. If you know what's good for you. Because, like, you ducked away last night. Let's put it that way, right? As soon as the other friend of ours, right, mentioned there's another person you wanted to get, you supported, right, you dipped away without even a bye. So just do us a favour, leave me alone. You'd be very lucky I'll talk to you again. Sonoda. Sonoda. Sonoda for me gets a. Oh, Sonoda for me gets a 3. He had a poor weekend for me. Very poor. It was poor. Magnussen, very poor weekend from him. Right, I expected a lot better from Haas this weekend. Both Haas drivers had a very poor weekend. Right, to be honest, like the whole team did. I was expecting better things from them. Lance Stroll I've already marked. Guan Yu Zhou for me gets a 4. It was better, but not great. Albon for me gets an 8. Top class performance. Right, if we go for the back of the grid after being disqualified, from going from there, to finishing 10th is absolute quality, and on one set of tyres as well, right? Despite the safety cars, he got it quite easy coming on lap 39 as well. So fair play to him, like to be able to do that. I think the battle for 10th really did help in his hands, to be honest, because they were too busy fighting amongst themselves to worry about him up front. So it gave him the space he needed. But yeah, I'm going to go with, just looking at an onboard camera, Norris taking Magnussen. It's a great camera. So yeah, Pierre Gasly, sorry. Pierre Gasly was average for me. It was all right. Same with Bottas, average, not bad, not great. Esteban Ocon, great qualifying. Good start to the race, dropped back a bit as well. So I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 6 for me. Ricardo, in front of his home crowd, had a decent weekend. He gets a 6. Norris also had a decent weekend, a 6 for me. Solid weekend from McLaren, being behind the Mercedes. Both Mercedes drivers, Hamilton and Russell. Hamilton, great start, getting third into turn 1. It had third for a couple of times, but just couldn't keep Perez behind, especially with the lack of power from that engine. And then obviously lost that to Russell in the safety car. So I was gonna give Hamilton an 8, like 8 or 7, because he did very well in his Good on you, mate. Russell, for me, I think gets an 8 as well. Right, very good performance from him, and took advantage of the safety car to get third out of Perez, and he overtook out of Hamilton. So yeah, did very well, to be honest. And Mercedes having a much better weekend than a race than they expected, I think, as well. Then obviously the last two, Perez, like top class weekend for top class. He gets an 8 as well. Very good weekend from him. But obviously the driver that stood out for me is Charles Leclerc, faultless. For me, it's not a 10 because it's not like an amazing way of defending or anything like that, but it was quite comfortable. But absolutely top class performance. So for me, 9 for me, and best driver on the grid by far. But yeah. Now to the teams. Going to start Haas. Obviously both drivers, I'd say, very poor weekend from Haas. I was expecting better after the first two races. I'm going to go with Aston Martin. Absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Dreadful. Williams, like, they had one good driver and one bad. So I'd say they had a good weekend in their books, getting points and that with Albon. So with the race strategies, Latifi that really let them down, that brought the marks down. Alfa Romeo, like, after their start, it was a little poor. So yeah, for me. So I'm gonna go with AlphaTauri next. AlphaTauri. I'm gonna stick in the middle there. You've got one poor, one bang average. I'm gonna stick it in the middle. So just a little poor for me. Like, I was expecting better. Then we're gonna go to Alpine. One had a good weekend, one not so good at all. So a little poor, despite compared to the results they have been getting, especially since like towards the end of last season to this, even into this new season, they've been getting good results. So poor weekend for me. Then we're going to move to McLaren, and it's a solid 6. Couldn't do much better to be honest. And they're a decent weekend, that solid weekend they needed, to be honest. Red Bull, right, very poor. I know they got podium with Perez, but Max Verstappen again failing with a power unit. Another power unit issue for Red Bull. They carry on it this way, they're gonna have tons of penalties towards the end of the season. I'll tell you that. They're gonna have a nightmare with penalties, like, because like like they've only got 3 power units for the season, and they've got 4 out of 6 components. They've only got three of them each, right? They've only got 3 of each component. Out of 6 components, 4 of them they only have 3 each for those 4, right? And then the other 2 components they only have 2 of each. So yeah, so like they're gonna have problems coming in like later in the season if they're fighting for the title with Ferrari, and if Mercedes do recover, then and start challenging them as well, they're gonna struggle to keep both of them from extending their leads further because of the penalties they'll have to inquire to take in engine penalties. And this was supposed to be a powertrain unit that they were supposed to take on, and it was supposed to like make them a works team and take them to the next level. Right, really working, Christian Horner. Yeah. Right, unfortunately, FIA can't help you on that one. Love it. We're gonna go to Ferrari. No, Mercedes first. Sorry. What was a bang average weekend turned into a very good weekend to me, right? Because of the way they're driven in the race. It was a lot better race pace by Mercedes. They managed to challenge Red Bull and give them a fight, even though they had a much lower car. And they managed to get in for the troubles. They got third and fourth out of it. So, like, and I think they'll take that all day long. So, very good performance. And then team, do you know what? Like, I'm gonna have to put. I'll have to put like for Ferrari get an 8 because they were the best team out of the lot, to be honest. But Science performance has marked them down from being a 9 or a 10 because that was not great. That first 2 laps by Science was an utter disaster. It was like amateur school. It was like someone who just started playing F1, the F1 game for the first time. Like he didn't know how to overtake, approach corners, or anything like that. It was like Carlos Sainz's amateur hour, right, or comedy hour, whatever you want to call it. Like, so yeah, but they were the best team on the day, so like you got to give it to them. So yeah, fair play. So those are the ratings that I've given. Let me know if in the chat or in the comments after the video stream's finished if you agree with those or disagree. Also, make sure you hit the like and share and subscribe as well. It's really important. Really, really important that you do that for us. So yeah, I'm gonna have to stop because my mouth is getting a really sore throat. I'm getting really burning mouth sensation. So for some reason, so I'm gonna have to stop in a minute. So anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna have to, I'm actually gonna have to call it quits because it's actually getting worse and worse and worse. So right, I'll let you know if I'm doing a watch along to Liverpool Man City on SFeatleyTV. See how I feel. There won't be any other streams other than that. I don't feel up to it, so we'll leave that where it is. But yeah, make sure you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, you hit the share button. Do subscribe to the channel, it's really important. The next Grand Prix is on the 22nd of April in 2 weeks' time at the Mini Romana Grand Prix. It says at the bottom here. So yeah, we will be live for that, doing all the watch-alongs to that. There will be news shows. There will be other shows coming out as well, other streams for you a chance to come on and have your say. So make sure you keep it locked and here on SFeatleyTV so you know when we go live. So yeah, Charles Leclerc takes victory down under in Australia on F1's successful return to Australia after 2-year absence, and Ferrari back on form after coming second in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, can't get any better for Charles Leclerc right now. So But yeah, we're gonna leave it there. Make sure you hit the like button, you hit the share button. But until then, guys, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we will see you later on, either later on or tomorrow. But until then, take care. Bye bye.